Morning. No, that's not what I want. What am I looking for? This. Let's play that in the background for a minute. Hey JD, how are you? Good morning. Happy YouTube morning to you. Good morning, Ducky. Good morning. Are you laughing at Gus? That's not Gus. That's, if you're talking about the licking, that's Tallulah licking my leg right now. She feels the need to give me a bath. Good morning, Belen. Happy Sunday, you guys. Ready for your weekly forecast? It's the 23rd of June. We're about to look at the energy of the week coming up. My name's Engelgeist. I do a little daily card reading on both YouTube and Facebook. And I like on Sundays to do 3 cards so that I can sort of do a little bit of a predictive what's going to happen during the week for us, so we can know how to interact with our week and how to better be prepared. And then every day I get on, I do a single card to give more depth and clarity to that single card. I'm putting in the comment section my link tree, which gives you links to all of the places where you can contact me, my PayPal, if you want to book a private reading, my Facebook group that I belong to, it's a small group of people, or my business page, which this is being broadcast from. And I don't know if I'm still in Facebook jail. I was yesterday. Let's go find out. I get put in Facebook jail about every other day because I'm obviously not very good at posting videos when I'm supposed to, or I'm not very good at not posting so quickly. So let me see if I can do this correctly today. Okay, it went there. It went there. And it went there. So we'll stop there for a moment. I have to move very, very slowly with this posting stuff, or else I'm going to end up in jail. I can feel it. Can I go there? Guys, how are you? So yesterday, the dogs are wrestling in the bedroom, if you hear that in the background. I know, only post 3 and wait. I posted 4 and I'm waiting. Tell me, Ducky, will you tell me when I can post the next 3, please? And will you guys please post, like, and share, comment, and subscribe? It would greatly appreciate it. I need your guys' help, too. Hey, Karen, how are you? Hey, good morning, Dawn Barker. Good morning. What was I going to say? Yesterday, I went to the doctor. I was having some issues for the last 2 days. I think I ate some bad food late night in a restaurant where I probably should have known better and not been eating there. But I did, and I got sick. And so I've been I got put on medication, on antibiotics. I got a shot in the butt yesterday. Good, I'm glad you're doing great, Karen. I got a shot in the butt yesterday, so that's made me a little bit groggy this morning. And I'm also taking not hourly, but every 8 hours taking an antibiotic. So I'm a little bit rummy right now. I'm trying to have coffee. I'm hoping it kicks in. Because I've got to tell you guys about your week, and I'm feeling like I can't even figure out my morning right now. I think that shit knocked me on my ass. Let's see, can we do... Ducky says, please share. When you share, you're truly helping. Thank you. And that is true, guys. I do this as a service to you guys for free to help you guys out. But it really does help if you share anywhere and everywhere, on your personal pages, on your friends' pages, anywhere where it's acceptable and comfortable for you. I don't want you sharing places where, you don't think it's going to work there. but it would be nice if you guys were sharing it, because it helps me to get the word out there. This is what I want to do for work. This is how I support myself right now in Mexico. And I'm appreciative of each and every reading that gets booked. That's awesome, JD. I appreciate it. How do you share? What I'm wondering is, how do you share on YouTube? Yesterday, I got so excited because I thought I had reached 100 followers on YouTube and was able to change my address. And then when I went to go check YouTube to change my address, I was actually, it had fallen to 93. So I'm not sure who joined and then dropped, but I could have sworn yesterday when Jennifer Nichols asked if I had 100 followers yet, I thought I had. And then when I went to go look again, it was only at 93. And I need to figure out, how do you promote on YouTube? Because I really think the audience is there. I just don't know. Oh, this is Jennifer Nichols. Okay, I didn't realize that was you, JD. Okay, cool. No, I know you didn't join then drop. I'm just saying that I thought I saw that we had 100. But I'm just not sure how we go about promoting on YouTube, like how you get into the right places. Because I'm looking at some tarot readers, they have like thousands and thousands upon thousands of subscribers, and I'm just like, how does one get there when I can just barely get 100? So I'm trying to figure that one out. All right, so let's shuffle these cards. Check the share tab on any video and you will get a drop menu. Pick where you want to share to. Is that on Facebook or on YouTube, Ducky? Let's check the energy for this week. We're doing the week of the 23rd through the 29th. We'll see how this goes. Hopefully I haven't shared too quickly or to any groups where people are going to get upset. We'll see. I'll probably have a letter from Facebook saying I'm in jail again in a half an hour. Okay, I'm going to say this week feels a little bit hectic. Just from the shuffle, it feels a little bit like there's going to be some resistance. I don't want to set anybody up for any worry. Do not worry. It's not anything that we can't handle. It just is what it is. It feels a little bit erratic, if that makes any sense. The energy feels a little bit erratic, a little bit frenetic, a little bit on edge. So we might find ourselves being a little bit on edge or in a hurry, trying to push things through, trying to get things done quickly, more quickly than maybe they should get done. Like we'll be getting resistance from the outside environment a little bit, if that makes any sense. So don't be surprised if you feel like you're hitting a wall around certain things. But also, I would say that what I got from the shuffle is that we also need to be mindful of our own energy and how we interact with it. Like if we start to get all upset and frenetic and whacked out, it almost makes it worse, right? It serves us more tension, more of a wall to have to climb. Does that make sense? So I think that the shuffle is showing me that, like, if things get in our way this week, try and be mindful to sort of step back. I don't know that we were going to be mindful, step back, but try and be mindful and step back, take a breath, and maybe reapproach the situation from a clearer space or a place that's more grounded and calm. I'm going to share with 3 more. I hope this is working. We will see. If I get a letter, I'm going to be pissed. But that might just be the energy that we're talking about. That might just be that very wall. So that was the shuffle today. It felt like the energy might move quickly this week. It might be frenetic, a little bit of a pain in the ass. We might kind of lose our shit a little bit here and there. But if we're conscious about it, we're aware of it. It's okay if we lose our shit. It's okay if we get impatient. It happens. We're human. We're allowed. But, we can also reel it in and hopefully stop it from getting too bad for ourselves or making it any worse than it needs to be, right? So let's look at the first card. And this, like I said, this is like a sort of like a weather forecast in a way. We have a joke about me being the spiritual meteorologist. That's why I wear the glasses. Each card is sort of indicates a couple of days of the week. So some of you might experience it only for 1 day. Some of you might experience it for 3 days of the week. It all really depends on, your own experience and how quickly you move through these things, okay? So for the first card, we have the 3 of Crystals, which is creativity. And I'll show that to you. And then I'll put it up in Buddha's lap so that you can maybe look at it a little bit closer, hopefully, if Buddha will hold it. So this is a Crystals card, which has to deal with the mind. And when I look at this card, automatically it makes me think about early in the week, we might be caught up in quite a few sort of bogged down thoughts or sort of heavy thinking. We might have a lot on our mind. That's all of this stuff down here on the bottom. Stuff we have to deal with early in the morning, or things we have to deal with early in the week that we feel obligated to take care of, and maybe feel like sort of, I don't know, what's the word I want to say, like overwhelmed a little bit possibly, or just like, oh Jesus, I don't want to deal with all of this stuff, and maybe want to sort of check out. But what this card says to me is that if we use our mind creatively, because it is the creativity card, if we sort of like think creatively, think outside of the box, and use our mind as a tool and not as a weapon against ourselves and our lives, which a lot of us have a tendency to do, we can like sort of rise up and sort of see the horizon up here and see the clarity and get all of this jumbled up stuff to become more clear and concise and more like, see how this looks like. To me, it looks like a crystal that's like sort of come together, right? Where we can take all of this stuff and kind of refine it in a way so that we can deal with it as maybe one issue or one problem at a time and get to the bigger picture, get to the horizon, get to the goal in a much more calm, less overwhelmed, less frenetic way. Now this is going to be going on for us probably in the beginning of the week, right? We might find ourselves with a few extra pressures on our mind, a few extra worries on our mind, a few extra things we feel we've got to get done early, right away. Think creatively. Maybe we don't have to do them right away. Maybe they're not as pressure filled as we think they are. Maybe if we just deal with one thing at a time in a creative manner and in a way that's like sort of methodical and calm, and keep our mind's energy calm and our energy calm while doing it, we very well might just be able to move right on through it with a whole lot more ease and less stress, okay? So that's what I'm gonna say is gonna happen for us for the first few days of the week. Some of us, it might only be 1 day. For some of us, it might be, for the next 3 days. I don't know. It really depends on how quickly you come through this energy and how quickly you work with what's going on in your mind, how quickly you're aware of what's going on in your mind, and where your mind is taking you. It's really all about your thoughts and intentions, where you put your attention is really key. If you're putting it on negative stuff or worry, you're going to probably attract more negative and worry. If you're putting it on like the horizon and solutions, you're probably going to have an easier time of bringing yourself to a place of solution quicker. Now, the midweek card is an interesting card. It's the Ace of Wands, our friend the Ace of Wands. Let me just write this down. Okay, Ace of Wands is illumination. I'm going to just show it to you here. Now, illumination, Wands has to do with the spirit. This is like a wake-up call. I always see this card as a wake-up call. I always see it as kind of like a hi, illuminating something, showing us something that we weren't otherwise aware of, or we maybe were avoiding, and now it's like kind of time to really look at it. It's part of the reason why I see that is because the hand in this card that's touching that sort of light at the center, to me feels like almost like an electric shock, like it's a wake-up call. It's like, zzz, like, nope, you've got to figure this is, you can't deny this anymore. You can't pretend this isn't going on. You can't not address this. You have to get this taken care of. You have to like see this for what it truly is. So if there's something in your life that you're sort of avoiding, or it doesn't even have to be something you're avoiding, it could be just something that you're not necessarily paying full attention to, but in the back of your mind it's sort of bugging you. This is on this being a Wands card, it's a spiritual in nature, right? So it's something that's bothering you on a deeper level, for sure. And it's something that maybe we've kind of been setting aside, not necessarily dealing with, probably because we've been dealing with all this, the thought stuff in the early part of the week around this creativity card and how to release ourselves from it and get out from underneath our own thoughts and worries about what we have to do in our day-to-day life. Well, this card here takes it a bit deeper to a place of a spiritual awareness, let's say, where we become illuminated in both good and bad ways. It doesn't necessarily have to be like a shocker, right? It doesn't have to be something that we have to fight to understand. It can be something that illuminates itself to us, that surprises us and is a positive thing. And we're like, oh my God, I didn't even realize that was bothering me. I need to change that. Or oh my God, I didn't even realize that I love that so much. I need to do more of that. But it's that kind of an illumination where it hits your spirit, it wakes you up, and it makes you have to sort of shift and change. It makes your sort of position in your life, the way you view your life, the way things are in your life, change, either for the better. I wouldn't say for the worst. It's a spiritual card and it's an illumination, so it's an awareness that comes to us sort of generally as a surprise. It doesn't have to be a negative surprise, but generally as a surprise that wakes us up to a part of ourselves or to an aspect of something that we're doing or not doing that needs to be changed so that we can be like more at peace and more in line with who we are as a spirit, okay? So I would expect that midweek, and that's kind of a big card. That's kind of a big shift. You might find yourself, I don't know, in situations maybe at work or in relationships where things are coming clearer and you're like, whoa, I love this, or whoa, I don't like this, but it's going to come clearer and it's going to be sort of in line with your spirit and how you truly feel deep down inside, and it's going to be up to you to sort of pay attention to it. The fact that this card is sort of like got this shock mentality to it, or this like in your face sort of illuminate, means it's generally something we're not gonna miss, right? Like it's gonna be kind of right there. So if any of you are worried about, what if I don't see it? What if it doesn't happen for me? I have a feeling that it's going to happen. And it could be, like, don't get me wrong, it can be both positive or negative. It doesn't have to be. And then also, it could maybe feel like something that's negative, but how we react to it can turn it into a positive almost immediately. It's really all about, like I said, our intention and our attention, where we place it. If we place it on, oh my God, this situation is so fucked, I didn't see this coming, I can't believe this is happening to me, well then we're going to stay stuck in it. And it's going to be more painful. And it's that phrase that I love, let go or be dragged. So if you let go and you go, oh wow, this is being shown to me for a reason that's more in line with my spirit, and it makes more sense to me that I either don't have this going on in my life anymore, or I don't do this way anymore because it feels better, because it feels more right and in tune with who I am here, you're going to move right through it no matter what it is, okay? So that's going to be midweek. That could be mid to late week for some of us. It all depends on how quickly we move through our stuff. End of the week card, and this is all going to be underlying energy for the week as I do the dailies, guys. So I will keep referring back to them throughout the week to kind of compare and contrast and see if the energy is changing, because we always have the opportunity to change stuff as we move throughout our week. It is free will. Nothing is set in stone. Let's remember that. But we have the Emperor. And the Emperor is a really good, powerful, strong card to go into the weekend. The Emperor is always based in love. I think that it's a sort of a tough love, though. It's not necessarily like a cuddly love or like a mommy nurturing love, like say the Empress is. The Emperor is more stern. It's more clear, a little bit stubborn. This might be a little bit of that energy that I was feeling during the shuffle of us, like how we react to things and how we sort of like, it's key. Like all three of these cards are actually very key in how we choose to react to our situations throughout the week, because it's gonna either give us the opportunity to excel and move forward and move through them and get things accomplished, or it's gonna give us the opportunity to sort of struggle, feel pain, hurt, and learn the lessons those way. Either way, we learn the lessons, guys. So, it's really your choice on how you choose to feel it, go through it, focus on it, where you choose to reside within it. This Emperor card to me says that there's an opportunity for, I almost want to say, it's funny, this Illumination card happens and then we've got the Emperor coming in. It almost feels like there's a little bit of an upgrade going on. I don't know, I'm not really one to talk about like upgrades or downloads or all that sort of like weird metaphysical stuff, even though I've got an angel chair sitting behind me. But this to me feels like it's a bit of an upgrade, and it might be, I'm something in my like I feel like my guides or my intuition is telling me that it has to do with this Illumination card. If we embrace this illumination and we really take it in and we take it into our spirit and we go, okay, this needs to change, or I need to pursue more of this because this is what I love and this is what I need to do. It leads us to this place of being in the seat of the Emperor, which is being in charge, being loving, being a little bit stern, but being very clear on what our boundaries are, what we want for ourselves. There's a little bit of money to be made here. There's wealth, there's growth, there's all of these wonderful things that are happening here. There's even an intuition that with this moon in the background. There is a bit of stubbornness. This ram in stemming out of his head says to me, we might have to hold tight to what we want, but try not to be too stubborn. Try not to piss too many people off. Try not to be too bossy. There could be an opportunity on the negative side of things to be a little bit too bossy and be off-putting to people. Be a little bit too strong in our opinions. That's just part of it. That would be a more negative aspect of this card if we took the Emperor too far in one direction. But really, this is about ruling with love. This is about knowing what we want, staying in that place, staying focused on that place. Like even this eagle is about like keeping an eagle eye watch on what it is we want and how we want it, and not, I don't want to say not being forgiving, because the Emperor is forgiving, but being, and relentless is a strong word too, being forthright in going after the things that we want and keeping those things intact the way that they need to be for our happiness, our abundance, and our wealth. And that's what this card really feels like to me by the week's end, is that we will be sitting in a place where we feel like we are in control, abundant, growing, happy, self-assured, but don't let it slip to a place of being sort of stubborn or what else would be like, don't get so caught up in it that maybe you miss the few of the small details. Remember to be loving. You can be loving and be stern. You can be loving and have rules. You can be loving and have boundaries. That's like the theme of this card, is what I feel like for the weekend. You can be in control of your life and have the things that you want and still be able to say no to others if you need to, if you feel like it's inappropriate or it doesn't work for you, and doing it from a place of love. Does that make sense? And I think that might have to do with this Illumination card, like something's going to be shown to us where we're going to be like, no, Bob, you can't do that to me anymore. Whoever Bob may be. If Bob's our husband, or Bob's our coworker, or if it's not a Bob, it's a Barbara, whoever. No, Nancy, I can't. I'm the Emperor. You can't talk to me that way. I see the passive aggressive games you're playing, Karen. I can't do it anymore. And I'm not using you, Karen, as a Karen. I'm using Karen from the memes. There's all those Karen memes online that I think are hilarious. But you know what I mean? So that could be your thing, is where you have this illumination around a situation where you're like, you know what, maybe this person isn't the best person for me, or maybe this situation isn't the best situation for me, or maybe this situation is something I really, really love and I want to go towards and do more of, right? So when we get to this Emperor place, it's kind of like we're not settling for anything less than doing more of that thing, or not putting up with other people's stuff. But remember to be kind and loving from this place, because there is energy and there is power here and there is strength here. And when it's used in the wrong way, it can be like we don't want it to come back to us, right? We don't want to hurt other people. That's not our purpose. That's not, we can love from a place of authority and seniority, right? Where we're senior in our space. We know what we know what we want, we have what we have our boundaries, and we can keep those intact and still do that from a place of love without letting all the other chaos in. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense, because that's kind of what I'm picturing in my head and how I feel like what I'm supposed to say to you guys this week. So if you find yourself dealing with situations this week where people are trying to pull one on you or get you to do things you don't want to have to do by the week's end, you don't have to do it. You have this Emperor card and this strength to be able to say like no, or to say yes, but on your terms. You know what I'm saying? But remember, the Emperor is a strong card, so don't use that power in a way that would upset others, because then that comes back around to you somehow later, karmically or whatever. It's a sort of, to me, it would be a warning of like, you know, not that we're going to, but it would be a warning to just be aware that you don't want to abuse your power, like through being too stubborn or too pushy or too, like, you know, too much of an authority that you're like, fuck no, I'm not doing that. Even though I go there sometimes. All right, you guys. Thank you for reminding me to not be so strong in my opinions and also to stand my ground in a nicer way. I think that that's all very possible, and I think that it's good. It's a good practice for all of us. Sometimes our opinions are just that. They're only opinions and they only work for us. So, but we also have to honor them as working for us. Nobody else is going to honor them for us, but there's a way to go about honoring them, like this Emperor card, that allows us to do it from a place of loving authority versus that of like sort of like being a dick. And I think with that, I'll end. Oh, these antibiotics. Oh my God. All right, you guys. So that's your weekly. If anybody wants a private reading, please feel free to book. You have all, you're welcome, Zena. You have all of my contact information. You know, feel free to reach out. If I'm not put in Facebook jail again today, I will try and be present in the group. I wasn't able to even post anything in the group in response because I was in Facebook jail. Like, I don't know what's going on. I'm afraid sooner or later they're just going to remove me from Facebook. Like, I don't know. And if that happens, then I'm like, what? Then what do I do? But I'm really not sure what difference it makes whether I post to 3 groups or 4 groups at a time. I don't know why. And I don't, part of the problem is like Facebook is such a mega corporation. They're not even paying attention to what's being posted. They just, they don't even look at the material. So that's, you know, kind of whatever. So, you know, they just mark it as whatever and move on, and then they don't even go back and inspect it. And so hopefully I'm not in jail. We'll see. But yes, you will find me at Belen. Thank you. I appreciate it. And I will be on YouTube if I'm not on Facebook. But you guys have a great Sunday. I'm going to go rest. These antibiotics have me tired, man. Why are you in trouble, Lori Hill? What do you mean? God, I'm in trouble. If you think you're in trouble from that reading, none of those cards are bad. They're just, it's going to be a little bit of a bouncy, week where we're going to learn a little bit about stuff and how we are. I'm going to try and do a pop-up this week. It would be fun. I would like to do a pop-up this week. Good morning, Marlene. Janice, if you do have a phone number for Facebook, send it over. Message it to me. Maybe I'll try it. Because they keep putting me, like literally, they put me in Facebook jail every other day. It's like the minute I'm allowed to post. And it has to do with the fact that I'm posting too quickly, I think. But it shouldn't matter. I'm posting to open groups that are on the subject that I'm posting to. It's ridiculous. Oh, because you're bossy, Lori? It's okay to be bossy. Just be bossy with love. You know? That's all. Just be bossy with an intention of love and also, you know, just keeping, you know, that what I was going to say, that creativity card in the beginning of the week, maybe it's a good opportunity to start to figure out how to be bossy in a way that's creatively different than what you've been doing in the past, and maybe you'll get better results. Okay? But, let me know, and Ducky, let's connect. Yes, Ducky and Jen, please connect about increasing my following. And you guys like and share the video wherever you know how. Share the YouTube video out even. Like if you can find the link for the YouTube video, share that on Facebook so that maybe that drives people from Facebook to YouTube to watch the video there, then they subscribe. And then I grow that subscription. I'm looking at people that are doing the readings like, that have like 49,000 subscribers on YouTube. And I'm like, how is that possible? So I've got 93. Like, what am I doing wrong? All right, I love you guys. Remember also too, I like to end with this, no matter what the energy is that's predicted for the day or the week, remember that you're blessed no matter what energy you're dealing with. You get the opportunity every day to sort of pick and choose what you focus on, where you put your attention, how you set your intention, where, you know, it's all a game, it's all life, it's all fun. We get to breathe today, we get to move today. We even in the more negative moments where we get frustrated and angry, we get to feel those things, and those things are all really truly in the end, if you're meditating and really looking at it for what it is, those are really all teaching tools and blessings. And so the more you look at it that way, the better it feels, the easier life is, and the more, I don't know, in my personal opinion, I then start to understand more the reason why I'm here struggling along in my little life, just like alongside all of you guys struggling along in yours, is to be here. I came here for a reason. I chose a body for a reason. And I chose all of these struggles and all of these human things that I have to deal with and overcome and retrain my brain so that I can really make this like an enjoyable place, not only for myself in my life, but for others too. And so that's a gift, and that's why I do this every morning, even, you know, when I feel like a little bit rummy from antibiotics, or on mornings where I feel heavy and depressed and I don't want to do it. I want to do it because it's the only thing that makes me happy. You know, it's the only thing that helps me to know that I'm serving a purpose and that I'm making a difference, and that my being here matters, you guys. And every one of you matter, you know. All of you guys being here matter, and that's a blessing. So remember that. All right, I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Again, reach out to me if you need it, and I will talk to you. Rachel McIntyre could use a life manual. We all could, honey, don't worry. But that's it. This is the life manual, is living it and learning it. And then we go back, we review it, and then we decide whether or not we're coming back in a different body with different issues to learn about different stuff so that we can bring that back to the collective and all share the information. All right. I love you guys. Thank you, Zena. I am on my way to getting better. Hopefully I won't be on the toilet all day today. We'll see. And I'm going to go cuddle my dogs for a bit. All right. Have a good day. Bye.